Hi folks, Grandy here again. I see a lot of content contributors saying that Trump voters must be stupid. While it's easy to label them all as dumb, I've found that only a portion of Trump supporters are, as only Donald Trump could put it,
he was never the sharpest bulb.
Sharpest bulb. Well put, Donald. Well put. In fact, I've managed to identify 4 different groups of people who vote for Trump. I'd like to list them now, as well as list examples of each and the approximate percentage of the total each group represent. The first group I like to call the crazies. These are the people, if tested, would most likely prove to be completely out of touch with reality.
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
I'm crazy for trying.
Go crazy?
Don't mind if I do.
These are people like some that were at the Capitol insurrection playing dress-up.
You are crazy.
Or religious zealots who truly believe Trump was sent by God to save the country.
God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker, so God gave us Trump.
That's unbelievable.
Or right-leaning conspiracy theorists.
So FBI operatives were organizing the attack on the Capitol.
Right.
Or groupies who go to his rallies covered in crazy clothing.
Are you crazy?
Now I estimate that this first group only makes up no more than 5% of the total Trump voters. The next group I call the intellectually challenged.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. State your name.
Cleavon is lucky to be alive. He attempted to jump a jet ski from a lake into a swimming pool and impaled his crotch on an iron gate.
There are, for instance, people that never got the opportunity to go to or finish high school.
What was the last grade you completed in school?
7th.
Or people that demonize intelligence because of their own perceived inadequacies.
We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior.
Or people, through no fault of their own, have never learned or never been required to think critically, so they make bad decisions without thinking them through.
I just had an idea.
Where did you come up with a scam like that?
Saw it in a movie once.
It's incredible. Then what happened? So the guy tricks some sucker into picking up his cab and gets away with it scot-free?
No. In the movie, they catch up to him half-mile down the road and slit his throat.
I estimate that the second group makes up about 25% of the total Trump voters. The next group is the fragile-minded.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
Well, I think that says fragile, honey.
Oh, yeah.
These are people that listen only to what they want to hear and see only what they want to see, like right-wing cable propaganda and influencers, and won't listen to opposing facts.
I am not listening to him. I am not listening to Jeffrey, but he's still talking. I am not listening to you.
Really hate.
Or the elderly whose minds are no longer able to see things clearly, that the old Republican Party they knew no longer exists.
I'm an old man. I'm confused.
Or people that are scared that others may find out they didn't vote for Trump.
Can you keep a secret?
No.
Or people that are afraid to think for themselves and be accountable for their decisions, so they let others decide for them.
You've all worked so hard to get this far. I don't want to be the one who screws it up for you.
Emily.
Please. Don't ask me.
Or people that just want to be part of the group, to belong, to fit in, so they vote as the group votes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine.
Or people that are too weak to go against the flow.
Not making excuses, but everyone was doing it. I wasn't strong enough to go against the flow.
Or people that thought that Trump would never betray the ones who voted for him.
Governor Bartlett, when you were a member of Congress, you voted against the New England Dairy Farming Compact. That vote hurt me, sir. I voted for you twice for governor. And I'm here, sir, and I'd ask you for an explanation.
Yeah, I screwed you on that one. You guys got rogered, but good.
Or people that were so clueless as to think that Trump and Musk would use a scalpel to trim away waste rather than a wrecking ball. Or despite his 6 bankruptcies, countless failed business ventures, 3,500 lawsuits for lack of payment, and his conviction on 34 counts of felony fraud, people still think he's a successful businessman.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Or people are just that gullible that if Trump tells them a lie, but with total conviction because of being the consummate con man, they believe him.
What a gullible. What an in-cow-poop.
I estimate that this third group makes up another 25% of the total Trump voters. The last group is, unfortunately, by far the largest and is what I like to call...
Your nickname was never Ace. Maybe Ace Hole.
What did you say?
Ace Hole.
That's what I thought you said.
These are people that don't care who else gets hurt, who else dies, who else loses their job or gets deported or loses their farm, as long as their wealth increases.
I love money. All money. I've always wanted money. To handle. To touch.
Or people that can't bring themselves to vote for a woman or a minority or a gay person or a trans person, etc. People with deep-seated and irrational prejudices.
It's always difficult to keep personal prejudice out of a thing like this. Wherever you run into it, prejudice always obscures the truth.
Or people that have always voted Republican and will always vote Republican, no matter how incompetent or unqualified the candidate.
I have always been a Republican. My father is a Republican. His father was state chairman of the North Carolina Republican Party.
Yes?
When I was young, I was a young Republican.
Or people that don't care about the suffering of others, as long as it doesn't affect them personally. But when it does, oh man, this isn't what I voted for.
Dental plan. Lisa needs braces. Dental plan. Lisa needs braces.
If we give up our dental plan, I'll have to pay for Lisa's braces.
Or people that think voting for a man is manly and macho, while voting for a woman will make others question their masculinity.
Now everyone's gonna think we're gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Or people that don't care who they vote for, just so they get to hear the liberals cry and whine.
Wailing and the gnashing of teeth. The bellowing of the bitterly bombed out. It'll be like music to my ears.
Or people that advertise their allegiance to Trump for fame or power or votes or clicks or likes or to exert influence on others.
I'll rip you out of that door, you little... I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Just be more careful next time, okay? Will do. Okay.
Or people that hate DEI or woke without even knowing what either one means or who is benefited by them. Then when they find out it helps white women directly and white men indirectly the most, they freak out and say they thought it was just for minorities.
Oh, sons of bitches. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Or people that hate big government and would rather see the country burn than have it, even though they are probably getting all kinds of checks in the mail from that same government. Or people that love chaos and would rather see our government flounder than function as an organized, well-run, and efficient body, no matter what the cost to themselves or others.
You want broke, blind, or bedlam?
How about all three?
Right, it's done.
Or people that say they are Christian and know that Trump is a horrible person, but he says he wants what they want, like no abortions, Christian nationalism, 10 Commandments in the classroom, etc. So for them, the ends justify the means, no matter how despicable the means.
Good plan.
Or people that voted for Trump because he hates the same people they do, so the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Of course, that only works if the enemy of my enemy is a lying, cheating, stealing, backstabbing sociopath who'd step on his own mother's neck to get ahead.
Jim is my enemy, but it turns out that Jim is also his own worst enemy. And the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So Jim is actually my friend. But because he is his own worst enemy, the enemy of my friend is my enemy. So actually Jim is my enemy.
So the
Ace Hole
group makes up the remaining 45% of the total Trump voters. Keep in mind, too, that a person can be in more than one group. I personally know someone that is 25% intellectually challenged, 25% fragile-minded, and 50%
Ace Hole.
Another is 25% across the board. I hope this video gives you some useful insight into the complex and multifaceted mind of a Trump voter. I think it is a mistake to label them all as boneheads, especially if you are trying to get them to change their minds. Hopefully the damage that Trump is doing to the country, and particularly his own base, will wake some of these people up to the truth. If they do come to realize they made a mistake voting for Trump, have them watch some of my other videos about what remorseful Trump voters can do in the future to choose wisely. I have attached the links in the comments below. Thanks for watching.